Who's Lexi J? Is she a TikToker? You should know this.
I have no idea.
You're the TikTok expert. One of the best parts about TikTok is always like some children get into some like drama or some and then you have like grown-ass adults analyzing the drama in like the most serious tone ever. Let's see what this is
iconic, but I want to introduce you to the real legend of the family, Elena. She lived with my family for about 30 years, and about 6 months ago, she decided it was time for her to move back to the Philippines. She got me ready for my first day of preschool, moved me into my college dorm and everything in between, so taking her back to the Philippines was something I could not have wanted to do more.
You're going to the Philippines?
Yes, I'm going to the Philippines. I have to take her home. It had been over 30 years since Nanny had last been to the Philippines. She sacrificed raising her son and daughter to get a job in America and send every dollar she could back home to her family. She is the hardest worker, and it's not an exaggeration to say that she's been through hell, yet somehow she's the smiliest, happiest person I have ever met. Before I knew it, it was time to head to LAX, and when I tell you I have...
Why did she post this? Like, this is like... Bro, you can't be posting stuff like this online. Like, what the
This is insane.
Yeah, because like, of course, everyone is going to look at this and go like, oh my God, you had like a live-in servant. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. Like if you ask the nanny herself, right? Like I'm sure she has a perspective that is not as like aggressive as everyone else that's like talking about it. But even then you're describing like third world exploitation that we have normalized because, you know, it's the Philippines.
I've never experienced heartbreak like this before. God, I love this woman so much. The princess, as I like to call her, was of course chauffeured all around LAX. She made so many friends, we got a ton of snacks, and we were ready for the longest flight ever. We had a tearful goodbye to America. She thanked it for everything it had brought to her. I cursed it for not letting her stay forever. We held hands the majority of the flight, and before I knew it...
Oh, she has to go home. Wait. Oh my God. Wait, she's being deported? What the f?
Wait, that's...
Yo, this story is insane. The part... What? That makes it so much worse. Here's how you could have made this story maybe a little bit more manageable. Even then, people will get mad at you, okay?
Oh my God.
Work with immigration lawyers to like ensure that she gets documentation, the proper documentation, and like bring her family here. Like, what are you doing? This is just like, oh yeah, my family used and abused our servant for 30 years and then didn't even sponsor her. And then I just basically shipped her ass back to in the Philippines. Really poor countries like the Philippines are hyper reliant on this kind of thing where like they work in either the cruise sector in like horrible work conditions for the record, or they work in like nursing homes and things of that nature. Yeah. They're in like the healthcare, like adult healthcare industry for the most part. Like, and it's just one incredible way that America can keep importing cheap,
I mean, it's a
cheap labor
thing. Like, especially I always see it with like Filipino grandparents. It's always about like, oh, they came here so they could make money to move back to the Philippines. Like, it's always just this like, you can't make it happen there, and so you're shipped over here, and hopefully like before you die, you make enough to go back.
We were in the Philippines. All sorts of things were going through my head at this point. Will Nanny's family take good care of her? Will they resent me? How will she fit in? Will she be homesick for America?
Will they resent me? It's like, hey, this is your mom who was my mom because my mom was like not available.
I was so anxious, I cannot even tell you.
This is insane. I cannot believe we're
Stay tuned for part 2, my time.
Now, that wasn't bad enough. Before she deleted the video, somebody had commented this and said, why did she never get to visit her home during the 30 years? That's crazy. Lexi replied back and said her immigration lawyers advised her not to and advised her kids not to visit. It was her decision to stay here as long as she did.
This is her, wait, is this her apology? Well, this is fresh.
How many apologies have we?
I don't know who Lexi J is. What does she do? Like, what's her deal? That's it? She's just white, blonde, and rich? Get the fuck out of here, dude. She could afford a live-in slave. Of course she's rich. No, the reason why she could afford a live-in slave is not because she's rich. The reason why she could afford a live-in slave is because American imperialism has created an environment that is only sustainable with third world exploitation, specifically labor as a main import. Wait, she's 29? Bro, I thought she was like 17, 18. That's why she was like posting these like ridiculous things, not realizing that like you're gonna get fucking super canceled for this or for understandable reasons.
Yesterday, I sat down and filmed a lengthy video going into the details of her immigration process as well as her employment.
Honestly, calling that lady a slave is a very first world privileged leftist thing to say. You are all exploited in the third world. You are all citizens of the empire. Yes, I 100% agree with that. She probably does not even hate the condition that she's in. That's what I was trying to explain here. You want to know why? Because of how fucking eviscerated we have left places like the Philippines. In comparison to other people from wherever she's from, she's probably doing much, much better.
She reminded me that she and I know the truth of our relationship, that is what matters most, and that hateful people are not interested in understanding. I want to make it clear that I agree with how broken the immigration process is. Separately, I'd like to make it clear that Elena received a competitive wage for her work. Prior to her work with my family, she worked.
Yes, she got to live in the wealth of empire and send money to a home, to her family, which is like part of the biggest reason why I am a big advocate for open borders and better immigration policies. What did she say?
Immigration process is. Separately, I'd like to make it clear that Elena received a competitive wage for her work. Prior to her work with my...
Bro, she's talking about this woman who couldn't see her fucking children for 30 years.
30 years. That's crazy.
As though this was like a part of the brain drain. You know what I mean? Like she was like, oh yeah, she was offered a competitive wage and a 401k. Like, no, she wasn't.
She's like, I also don't like the immigration policies, guys. Like,
yeah, but I will be a beneficiary of it in the imperial core.
I cannot speak to her sacrifices and decisions, but I will say that every year she continued to choose to work with my family. It was one of our biggest blessings. It is very, very painful to unpack why someone would end up as an undocumented citizen in America, but reducing her life and her story to nothing but pain and sadness is untrue and disrespectful. She has a full life with hobbies and travel.
This is what I mean when I say is the banality of evil. On paper, what she's describing is an outcome of just incredibly evil policies that led a person so far away from home to make these tremendous sacrifices. But the way that you describe it as though you are the victim here in this circumstance is like pretty obvious. Like it's just so normalized. This level of evil is so fucking normalized. You know what I mean? Because the status quo is awful. I want to explain precisely why this video and the situation it depicts is so heinous for those that don't get it. First, more details on the situation. This woman is in the USA for 30 years working for his family and was not able to leave according to the video creator. There is one reason for this and one reason only. She did not have a work visa. So this family employed her for 30 years, did not sponsor her as an employee to help her regularize her migration status and let her visa expire. Her having been on an expired visa obviously means that she was in the country illegally and being employed illegally by this family. This means she had no real labor protections and no recourse against them. As if she complained, she could have been investigated and deported. This is a huge part of our agricultural production too. This is why a lot of these facilities, poultry, and pretty much every kind of agricultural output is done by undocumented immigrants who are in that position with no legal way to like regularize their migrant status because it's much cheaper to do so. It's much there's no protections for them, and you can utilize the INS or the Immigration Customs enforcement to your advantage whenever there is any kind of like labor complaints coming from these workers who you are underpaying anyway. Her migration lawyer part is especially suspect. Having a lawyer who is yours rather than just someone you got advice from once or twice is incredibly expensive. There's no way she was able to pay for it herself. So was this lawyer actually employed by the family then? The implication for that possibility are clear. A lawyer employed by the family told her that she shouldn't leave the country, which obviously is great for them as they keep their house slave, just adding to the already numerous ethical issues with this situation. Even despite that, even if we accept this notion that she personally couldn't travel, her employers could have paid for visits from her family, who is noted she hadn't seen in 30 years. They did not. These are people rich enough to have a live-in maid. Obviously, they could afford it. They clearly do not actually love her or consider her part of the family, as this American girl implies in her TikTok. They did nothing for her aside from the bare minimum. The best years of her life were spent toiling for another family while she was kept away from seeing her own. And why does this situation exist in the first place? Because of the upper-class families like this, who concentrated their class power in the past to further colonialism, like the Philippines was literally a United States colony, and who are still the driving force behind imperialism today. The same imperialism that keeps keeps countries like the Philippines poor, that causes people like this to take drastic measures, living abroad for 30 years without ever going home, working for the very class of people who put people like her into that situation. Everything about the situation is fucked up. The woman who made this TikTok has absolutely no concept of what her and her family have done to this woman and her family. For her, it's an opportunity to make a fun TikTok for Internet Cloud. Is disgusting. And yes, you can absolutely sponsor a domestic worker for a temporary work visa up to 3 years, and then you can sponsor them for a permanent residency. They want to cheap, precarious labor they could exploit, so they didn't do this in the beginning. Absolutely true. 100%.
30 years. That's a while. That's crazy that she had children and then like it was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna see you till like you're an adult.
You could have like grandchildren even that you don't fucking know about at that point.
Making the TikTok about it is crazy.
But yeah, like no one would have known if you didn't choose to like do this for clout, by the way. So that's another drama that we explored. What else you got for us?
Okay.
Absolute freak actor guy? What the fuck is this?
You are an empty.
This isn't drama. I just like could not believe I was watching these and I was like, this guy is
Comparing my acting with the movie scenes they are taken from.
You are an empty, hollow shell of a woman. You are an empty, hollow shell of a woman.
Imagine.
Damn. Wait.
Looked like that.
Why did you just show the same video twice?
Oh yeah. Did they just? I thought he just wanted to show us.
Yeah.
Show us again.
Yeah, he just copied it. Wait, what? It's so weird. It's like
Maybe it's
the same.
him practicing versus him in the actual scene.
Yeah, that's so sick. He's so talented.
Empty, hollow shell
Of a woman. It's not my daughter in there. It's not my daughter in there. But me.
Why is he constantly fantasizing about his daughter being lost or
These
murdered?
are all movies where his daughters, at least that one we just watched, and then Prisoners is also about that.
That's kind of weird.
You're too young for them now. But when the time comes,
His eyes are insane.
treat them like princesses.
Too young for girls right now.
Also, that's not how Denzel Washington acted out that scene.
Bro, this guy only cries.
He's like talking to some guy like really quietly, and then this
It'd be
dude's
funny.
staring.
It'd be really funny if there was a scene from like a comedy and he's still doing it while crying.
Still losing his mind.
The only way he can reenact movies is if he's crying in them, like bawling his fucking eyes out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what would you do if your daughter died, you know?
Yeah, he's permanently stuck in daughter death mode in every movie.
That's huge.
Treat them like princesses.
When you watch a movie, especially drama, and actors are playing characters, telling really hard-hitting stories, for example, like Hugh Jackman in Prisoners, like Sean Penn in Mystic River, like Denzel Washington in John Q, where some of my more popular videos have been taken from. I'm not doing anything different to what those actors did playing those characters in those movies.
Wow, I'm glad he did the explainer in the end of it. Like, he's like, I'm just like Denzel Washington.
It's hard. They have to draw from somewhere, you know?
Yeah, they drew from him. Setting the record straight.
Hello,
I'm an
everyone.
actor.
The reason I wanted to make this video, because every month or two that goes by...
Okay, British people should not be allowed. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, no.
They should not be allowed. No, it's over.
I gain more followers. I like to always remind people I am an actor.
I'm glad he's reminding people that he's an actor, because when I was watching him crying, I truly thought his daughter had died.
For a second, I was like, holy shit, his daughter's dead.
And I had no sympathy for him because he was reacting in the lamest way possible. I was like, oh, wow. Like, I don't even feel bad anymore. What the fuck?
No way.
Yes, sir.
And that the content that I create and put out on my channel is purely fictional stories that either I create myself.
This is a nightmare.
Sometimes,
Wait, you're not a doctor? What the fuck?
or sometimes scenes taken from movies. One of my more recent videos went viral.
It's not my daughter in there.
15 million.
Discovering my daughter dead. Was taken from a movie called Mystic River with Sean Penn.
There is 0 people on this planet that watched that and went, "Oh my God, is this real?"
I can't watch this guy.
No, dude. What the fuck, dude?
My daughter!
There was another video that I did recently, finding my missing daughter.
Not you! But me!
That scene was taken from the movie Prisoners.
It does seem
Not
so
you!
close to being
Not you!
satire.
But me!
That is my
People have been like
style
arguing
as an
whether or not
actor.
it's satire, but like when you go through the amount of videos and the amount of shit he does, there's so much stuff that's like too good to be a joke.
Yeah, you missed a really important part of it. He said this is his style as an actor.
That is my style as an actor. Some of you do say, is that the only thing that I can do? I've always leaned towards emotional, dramatic side of acting.
Hi, son.
That is crazy.
Dude, it's so weird. His eyes are so, it's freaking me out.
TikTok. And
He looks like the guy. He looks like the guy who got the fuck me up barber haircut. You know what I mean? Like
what is going on?
he's got those eyes. Like no, I'm saying like you know what I'm talking about, chat. Like yeah, Brendan Fraser meme. Like he just
Oh, that's the eyes. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
the Zaza eyes, bro. The fuck my shit up eyes. I don't understand.
Is of dramatic content and put myself in these pretend scenarios.
But these kind of like acting bits I see a lot on TikTok and are not really right.
And a lot of you do understand.
Is that a hater?
Bro, this has 29 likes.
He bookmarked it.
You're one of the 2 bookmarks, brother. You bookmarked this just so you can use them in your video?
Not really right.
And a lot of
And
you
the criticism
do
is that it's
understand
not
that
really
I am an
right.
actor,
Yeah.
and a lot of you do understand that I am just playing characters to help spread awareness. I'm
What?
never
What does that have
making
anything
fun
to
of
do?
it. For those of you that continue to support, thank you so much.
Awareness of what? Acting? What is he?
He's like, I'm not trying to offend anyone, and it's like,
I-
you can
I'm-
make fun of movie scenes.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm trying to spread awareness that acting is a profession. It's something that people know. I'm trying to spread awareness that my daughter was kidnapped.
I thought
Terrifying.
Now this was like a month ago, but I want to show it. Basically, what happened is she put out this
I'm
TikTok
sure I'm going to get in trouble for
Wait.
that it's now deleted.
Oh, I know this one. First of all, can we just talk about the cadence? Because there is like a TikTok cadence. You're a TikTok
I know
expert.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah, everyone always is like so deliberate with their language.
It's so annoying. You'll see it a lot today.
Bonus points if they like have a side profile that they figured out is like
The dream
the
trick.
best the best way that their face looks, I guess, where they're
Hey,
just like,
everyone.
what's up? What's going on? This has it all, really. She's very deliberate. Her cadence is like the TikTok cadence. It's the Zoomer transatlantic accent. Yes, exactly.
Whoa, I've never seen it explained that way.
Yeah, well, millennials do it too.
That's crazy.
I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for sharing this. Did you know you can use ChatGPT to get a legitimately objective assessment of your writing? One of the top mistakes that writers make is querying agents or self-publishing their work before it is really ready. I get that.
idea.
I've been there. And our writer friends love us too
been
much
there.
to be as brutally honest as we need them to be. But you know who can be brutally honest? A robot. I'm going to feed the first page from my
She's like so like I'm fucking this up right
Did
now.
anyone ever think about this idea?
Kaya. This is how this entire saga
You know
began.
who can be brutally honest? A robot. I'm going to feed the first page from my upcoming novel into ChatGPT right now to see if it's good enough. I'm actually pretty nervous. This book is coming out in June and I might find out it sucks. To calibrate, I'm first going to ask ChatGPT to rank one of the best books of all time.
One of the
Fault in Our
best
Stars.
books of all
We will
time.
be rating for 6 factors. Let's see how John did. Not bad. To calibrate on the other end, I put in some garbage writing. Okay, no surprise there. Moment of truth, time to put my ass on the grill. Alright, not too bad. Let me know in the
So like, does this mean that she like actually owned a little bit? Like she owned John Green a little bit. Like
I mean, at least in what did she get a 9 on? Dialogue?
yeah, writing style. John Green gets a 9.
Her dialogue's better than.
Yeah. Her dialogue is better, and everything else is like close enough to The Fault in Our Stars. So she has a banger in her hands, I think.
Yeah, this is huge for her.
Yeah.
The apology for this is like so intense that I was just like, did I miss like part of this? which I didn't. This is it. But
No, this is the offender. This is the offensive.
Not too bad.
So this is the apology that came. Wait, really? This only has like 900 likes?
No, she wasn't a TikToker before this, but she had to deliver. This is a big theme of today, having to deliver an apology as a regular person who got canceled in the real world.
I want to apologize about a video I posted a few days ago telling writers you could use ChatGPT to get feedback on the first page of your manuscript. I didn't know the extent to how ChatGPT uses the data that you give it when I posted that video, which was incredibly irresponsible of me, and I really regret posting it.
It's like, what is going on? Like,
what the fuck? Yo, what happened? So like, did ChatGPT kill someone and I'm missing like what? It's bad, yes, but like not this bad. What the fuck? I mean, she's just cringe. A lot of times what I've found, especially from my own personal experience of being like the main character on Twitter, which by the way, shouts out to Elon Musk. I realized that like after he took over Twitter and the trending bar has been like broken, that has led to a noticeable decrease in cancellations for me.
Honestly, that makes sense.
Yeah, he broke the trending tab and now I don't get canceled.
He used to always be on my trending tab.
Yeah, it's so sick. No, it's fucking awesome, dude. Yes, as this chatter points out, TikTok takes something really cringe and turns it into genocide.
Oh, yeah.
And then ironically, their reaction is like sometimes death and murder and doxing, which is why it's like, no, that's like way worse than just like being cringe on main. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
I've since dived into ChatGPT's privacy policy and terms of use, and it's some scary stuff. Because it's so new, we don't know how things like plagiarism or copyright are going to be handled, which means if you give it your intellectual property, it could then spit it out to someone else who could claim copyright over your work, or maybe even sue you for plagiarizing your own writing.
Which also, is that ever gonna happen? Like, do you think it'll get to the point where
maybe? I mean, there's patent trolls, dude. People are fucking really aggressive with like copyright and like, you know, and enforcing copyright violations that are like super questionable. So if there's a way to make money, I can totally see motherfuckers like assholes trying to make money.
Yeah, because the idea to her, at least, is that like you feed your writing into this, then ChatGPT technically has your copyrighted work and it can like spit it out to someone else. And I don't think I don't think there's like a realistic situation where ChatGPT just like spits out someone's like entire book and then they get stolen. But like I mean, obviously, it's still like you're still plugging your shit into something that no one knows anything about.
But again, nothing that she suggested was anything beyond just like extremely cringe.
It's been a rough 24 hours. I started posting the other week, hoping to provide some writing tips and to make writers feel less alone. I never meant to cause writers any harm with my video, and I really apologize. I'm going to take the next few days to really think more deeply about how and
what the fuck.
Just regular civilians have to.
The only thing that would have made this better if she started off with a land acknowledgement. I think that's what makes most things better, in my opinion, in my experience.
Yeah.
This is so good. God, I love liberalism. It makes so much content.
I'm going to go spend some time outside now.
Gotta go spend some time outside now.
So that's the video. Does this stitch have like actual responses to her?
Yeah, a ton of people stitched this. It was just authors being like, actually, no, and you should die.
Wait, let's see.
And it also shows that like every author like talks on TikTok the same exact way.
Yeah, 100%. None of you are writing books. No one is reading your books. If you're an author on TikTok, good luck.
Did you know you can use ChatGPT to get a legitimate...
Authors, don't do this. Do not put your writing into ChatGPT. It basically will lift your writing to use for other people's work. Don't do this. It's the same.
She got the author glasses though. I'll tell you that. That's like...
Yeah, that's huge.
You know, you're about to read the sexiest YA novel.
Yeah.
Way it steals artistic AI. Please don't put your writing.
Not a lot of views on any of the dunks on this one though. What's happening? So that's the other component of TikTok is like TikTok and Twitter together is the explosive combination that creates this like manufactured cycle, this drama cycle that like keeps everybody entertained for a brief moment. And oftentimes the people that you leave behind are just like brain broken from the experience of being like doxxed and ritualistically humiliated by millions of people, even though they were just like a normal person before they put that out there. Wait, what is this?
Just it has nothing to do with the situation.
Oh, she apologized, and then this is how she. She dating Jimmy Fallon? Like what?
So the lyrics of the song are basically saying like, I had crushes on the boys who were on the TV when I was like in high school and this and that. But the guy she's talking about is Jimmy Fallon, and she has like dozens of photos she took with him when she was in high school, which I later learned was because she would every weekend her and her friends would do standby at SNL, so they'd like wait to SNL has extra seats to like let them in. And so she was obsessed with Jimmy Fallon, and I learned that and then she calls them fictional boyfriends are greater than IRL, and I'm like,
she's a young adult romance novelist. She's a YA novelist.
Jimmy Fallon is like the dream man for every YA novelist.
This is not a bit. SNL fangirls have been wild for years. I remember mid-20s, 2000s Tumblr.
Oh, there's a couple of other guys spend here. It's like 90% Jimmy Fallon.
Mostly Jimmy Fallon.
Fred Armisen, Jim Carrey, I think.
I don't know.
And then, of course, Jimmy Fallon at the end again.
They should have canceled her for that instead of the other
thing. No one said anything about the Jimmy Fallon.
All right, well, you want to move on to another celebrity?
Yes, I want to. This one's interesting. This one's a fun one.
Guys, trigger warning: Jenna Ortega smoking a cigarette.
You remember the comment where it's the guy being like, "Please be weed, please be weed."
I did not see that.
Wait,
I didn't actually look at any of the responses. But wait, hold on. Let's not jump the gun here. Let's take let's watch this video. Okay, I need you to see this in all of its glory. That's right. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's over. It's Jover. She's smoking a cigarette, guys. It's done. It's so bad. Twitter received this in the most normal Twitter way possible, where like you had people in the stand-up going, I hope that's not a cigarette. I'm freaking out. Where is it? Is this the one?
It's this
guy?
No, this one is this guy who is just obsessed with the fact. He's like under so many replies, and this is the one that shows all the...
Okay, so this is garnered hilarious reactions. Wonder where she learned this?
This is her in a movie, so he's saying like, oh, she learned this in a movie, so now she's doing it in real life.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. I can't believe actors are in movies. Please be weed. Please be weed. Is this for a movie or nah? Is that a cigarette? I think what we don't factor into consideration, and I like had this moment in my mind recently about like a Twitter account that I sometimes engage with and like read his writings. A lot of people on Twitter, you don't know how old they are.
Oh.
So like there's a very high likelihood that this person is like 12.
They like legitimately don't know what a cigarette looks like.
Or they're just like, oh my God, it's a cigarette. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you had this. And then on the other hand, people were like jokingly saying cigarettes are cool and sick.
Yeah. And then there's like this huge side of Twitter that's like very anti-cigarette to the point where they think anyone who smokes a cigarette is like
bad.
Is
a bad person.
We need to kill them.
Yeah. Nah, Gen Z hates cigs. Yeah, they're fucking... I don't care about Gen Z's opinion on cigarettes. You want to know why? Because their fucking lungs have collapsed already from inhaling the metric ton of vape juice that is like aftermarket and illegal, okay?
And they can do it during school hours, which they can't do with like a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
You're hitting it throughout the day, which is like, you're fucked.
Exactly. So I don't give a fuck about what Zoomers have to say about cigarettes, even though, yeah, don't smoke. But also at the same time, it does make you look cool. But also don't smoke. It's the worst thing that you can do.
But if you look through the original tweet I showed you and you go in the responses, because you get all the blue checks first. So of course, every single response is like people who are like Smoking full on cigarettes at 20 years old? It's like, what
full on? Wait, what do you like? What is that? Is that like a half cigarette? Like, what does that mean?
She also isn't like chain smoking. She like barely inhaled any smoke, and everyone's like smoking full on cigarettes at 20.
Yeah, it's fucked up. So Zara W says, "Where did the smoke go? She didn't exhale it." Says, yeah, no, you can see it. Look more carefully. You can see the exhale and the side stream smoke coming off the cig itself. But she's not inhaling a massive cloud. Means she's not inhaling much. But she did inhale.
But she did inhale. It's like the whole like virginity construct of like the moment that like this thing happens, then you're suddenly like a cigarette smoker or you're a sex haver or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like the smoke went in and out of your lungs. You're a smoker.
Well, I don't understand why people are this hyper fixated on it one way or another, but I do like it. I had a friend, I had a Twitter mutual literally posting studies about how like it's okay to smoke cigarettes until the age of 30 to 35 as long as you like quit.
Yeah, as long as you just stop doing it.
As long as you quit before before 35, and then like your lungs will go back to the same health that it was at prior to smoking cigarettes, which is like, it sounds insane, but it also completely misses how difficult it is to stop.
Yeah, that's the trick.
Smoking.
It's not to know when to stop.
Yeah.
You guys are just confused about when you're supposed to stop. You think you're supposed to stop way older. You guys just have to cut it out in your 30s, which is like if you smoke cigarettes before then, that's going to be the hardest time to quit.
It's as someone who used to smoke a pack a day, I'm going to tell you right now, it is the worst. It is literally the absolute fucking worst thing. Like all serious, all jokes aside, as a drunk driving advocate, as a smoking advocate, I have to also tell you, literally, it is very, very, very shitty for you. I still chew nicotine gum non-fucking stop. So just remember that. Nicotine gum is also a very good way to stop smoking.
And you still drive drunk too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one is just like, I just drive better when I'm drunk. That's why. Yeah. Jenna Ortega could never.
Oh, I do remember this meme.
I don't. It's not a meme. This is real life.
Native Indonesia for
you know
all
this
the
meme.
wrong
It's
reasons.
a YouTube video.
This toddler on the island of Sumatra, famous for his nicotine addiction.
Look at how cool he is. That's the coolest.
He does look.
Bro,
cool.
That is the coolest baby of all time.
Boy,
what the fuck? He's got a leather jacket and everything, dude.
Aldi Rizal started smoking.
He just sit around and watch him do it.
Now he's hooked and on 40 a day. And don't think of denying him his fix. The toddler goes crazy, screaming, slamming his head on the floor, even getting sick if he doesn't get his 2 packs a day.
I've never seen someone with this small of like hands holding a cigarette and it's just like massive.
Dude, he is the GOAT,
He's
dude.
also blowing. He's doing like smoke tricks for them.
Dude, he is so sick. Oh my God, he quit.
Post.
Nobody likes a quitter, baby. You
Fucking
dumb bitch. You
loser.
dumb baby. Imagine quitting cigarettes. What the fuck? You were so sick.
His father, Mohammed, who introduced him to smoking, has to
Muhammad,
find the
At the
equivalent
age of
God.
2? Like, what the fuck? How do you
$5
introduce a
day
baby to
pay for the
smoking?
fags. He insists that his son is
Your
healthy.
friend's dad.
Oh, he said that. By the way, I haven't heard the F slur be referenced as a cigarette
yeah.
in the wild in forever, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I almost never hear it ever.
Yeah, he just said it.
Wasn't calling the kid that.
No.
Luckily, Aldi's now in rehab under Indonesia's National Commission Child Protection Supervision.
They sent him to rehab. Do you think they had a intervention?
Damn, he's got the binky in one hand and then a fucking smoke in the other. He's like, this is great.
He's just going back and forth.
I know British people use it for cigarettes, chatter. I know. I'm just saying I've never heard a British person say it. But he made a complete turnaround the last few years. The Mail reported he's now a moderately sized 4th grader, free of vice, focused on hanging out with his friends and passing the next grade. This story had a sad ending. He
loser.
Yeah, he quit smoking and he does not look as cool as he did when he was smoking. I sent this to Felix Biederman of Chapo the other day. So this guy's like actually going through some shit, I guess, but okay.
No way.
Okay, this, I don't know if like him actually going through some real shit makes this worse or funnier. Here, let's watch.
No way. No way. I'm like, this is amazing.
What compels someone? Yeah, someone said, "Bro, go to your wife."
Dude, To just go,
like
slowly turn and you look so happy.
I love this, okay? I love this so much because it is so unintentionally hilarious. This dude was literally like, my wife has cancer. Let's make that about myself real quick. While also I simultaneously like show you the corniest thing you've ever seen.
Oh my God, look at the hashtags. Felicia Strong, hashtag Felicia's Army, hashtag stage 4.
Hashtag metastatic. Oh yeah, it is.
Hashtag get your boobies checked.
Hashtag awareness. Bro, hashtag stage 4, dude. That's crazy. Okay. We find out his wife doesn't have cancer. She's just like faking an elaborate death scheme to get away from him.
Trust me, this is going to be awesome. TikTok is going to be awesome.
I mean, dude, this is a wild thing, dude. It's a wild thing to do.